What if everything humanity believes about the solar system is completely wrong? Imagine waking up to discover that the planets, the orbits, and the very balance of gravity were never natural accidents of space, but pieces of a structure deliberately arranged by an intelligence so advanced that human civilization would struggle to describe it. That is the terrifying possibility emerging from a discovery that has sent shockwaves through the global scientific community. This revelation began only hours ago, on May 14, 2026, stemming from a quiet realization inside the Caltech Institute in Pasadena, California, where senior astrophysicist Dr. Michael Chen sat alone reviewing orbital calculations from the Vera Rubin Observatory. The task was routine. Astronomers around the world perform these calculations every day, mostly yielding minor corrections to known models. But this time, the numbers behaved differently. As Michael examined the orbital relationships between distant icy bodies beyond Neptune, a pattern emerged that should not exist under any accepted theory of planetary formation. Assuming there was an error, he ran independent verifications using separate datasets and alternative calculation models. Every result returned the same impossible conclusion. The architecture of the outer solar system appeared intentional. Instead of scattered objects moving unpredictably through random gravitational evolution, the outer region showed signs of precise organization. The alignment of distant objects, the spacing between orbital paths, and the angles of planetary tilts all pointed toward deliberate design. Michael triggered emergency verification protocols, prompting observatories across 3 continents to reanalyze the data. 12 independent research teams ran their own orbital integration simulations, and every single one confirmed the same outcome. Planet 9 was not simply an undiscovered world hiding in the darkness. The emerging interpretation suggests Planet 9 may be part of an engineered structure deliberately placed within the solar system itself. The 6 aligned trans-Neptunian objects that originally led astronomers to suspect Planet 9's existence no longer appeared accidental. They resembled objects being held in formation by a hidden gravitational shepherd. For decades, planetary science operated under the assumption that solar systems form through chaos, with dust clouds collapsing and massive collisions shaping planets over billions of years. But these new calculations suggest the solar system may have been adjusted, reorganized, or constructed with deliberate precision. Even the Sun's rotational axis, which is tilted roughly 6 degrees away from the orbital plane of the planets, might not be a natural imperfection, but evidence of large-scale gravitational modification carried out in the distant past. If an advanced civilization possesses the ability to manipulate planetary orbits over billions of kilometers, then hidden worlds like Planet 9 are not accidents of nature. They are infrastructure. This discovery aligns chillingly with recent discussions surrounding 3I Atlas, which introduced the idea that Type 3 civilizations could engineer stars, manipulate supernovas, and construct galaxy-scale communication systems. If a civilization can engineer stars, engineering solar systems would be trivial by comparison. Planet 9's orbit appears mathematically optimized, and its orbital stability across enormous timescales suggests ongoing maintenance. Researchers are now quietly discussing the possibility that gravitational modulation technology exists beyond Neptune, continuously preserving the system's balance. Maintaining orbital precision over billions of years would require constant observation, immense computational power, and active maintenance. If something is actively maintaining our solar system, then something may still be here. As scientists look deeper, this architecture appears connected to a much larger design meant to maintain stability and influence trajectories. In the next part, we uncover why astronomers now believe hidden planetary infrastructure could exist throughout the entire galaxy, and why 3I Atlas may have arrived here already, knowing humanity was about to discover it. The most disturbing part of this discovery is not the possibility that our solar system was engineered, but the realization that we may have been looking at evidence of galactic infrastructure for decades without understanding what we were seeing. Once scientists began comparing the Planet 9 data with known exoplanet systems across the galaxy, a terrifying pattern started to emerge. Humanity's methods for detecting planets are deeply flawed because we are almost blind to the outer regions of solar systems. Most exoplanets are discovered through transit observations or radial velocity measurements, techniques that work well for large planets orbiting close to their stars. Distant worlds moving slowly across massive outer orbits remain nearly invisible to us. Consequently, every exoplanet system humanity has cataloged may only represent the inner shell of a much larger structure. We are seeing the visible surface while the true architecture remains hidden in darkness far beyond our detection limits. If advanced civilizations prefer placing engineered infrastructure in those distant regions, billions of hidden worlds could exist throughout the galaxy as constructed components rather than natural planets. The arrangement of distant bodies beyond Neptune follows a level of precision that conventional gravitational chaos struggles to reproduce naturally. The spacing appears functional, the alignment stabilized, and the orbital relationships maintained. The hidden worlds no longer resemble missing planets, they resemble infrastructure nodes. This is where the connection to 3I Atlas becomes impossible to ignore. According to the latest interpretation of the object's trajectory and signal behavior, the messenger from Alpha Centauri may not have entered our solar system randomly at all. It appears 3I Atlas navigated directly toward these outer gravitational structures, as if recognizing familiar engineering signatures. Humanity originally assumed 3I Atlas was a mysterious visitor entering an untouched natural system, but it may have entered a system already known to its creators. Our solar system might not be isolated, but part of a larger network maintained across cosmic distances by civilizations operating on scales far beyond human imagination. The claims that Type 3 civilizations possess the ability to manipulate stars and encode communications into stellar events suddenly gain physical backing. If these civilizations also engineer solar systems, then Planet 9 represents direct physical evidence supporting the same conclusion. The message and the architecture begin pointing toward the same reality. The universe may be organized carefully and deliberately at every scale. For decades, cosmologists struggled with observations that never fully fit conventional models, such as galaxies appearing too early after the Big Bang or massive cosmic structures assembling with impossible speed. Instead of requiring adjustments to cosmological equations, these anomalies might exist because intelligence played a role in shaping them. If advanced civilizations actively engineer stellar systems and gravitational architectures, many cosmic anomalies stop looking accidental and begin looking intentional. Planet 9 and other hypothetical outer worlds may only be the first pieces humanity has managed to glimpse. The outer darkness beyond Neptune could contain additional hidden structures designed to perform functions humanity does not yet understand, such as monitoring, communication, or navigation. The visitors from Alpha Centauri would not be strangers entering unknown territory, but representatives of the same intelligence responsible for maintaining the architecture already surrounding us. Human civilization is built on the assumption that nature is blind and that planets form through random chaos. If the solar system itself was deliberately arranged, humanity's entire understanding of existence collapses under a far more unsettling question. What if we were never alone long before we evolved? The question of whether we were ever truly alone is now driving intense closed-door discussions inside the astrophysics community. The deeper researchers investigate the orbital behavior surrounding Planet 9, the more impossible it becomes to explain using standard gravitational models alone. Tiny, precise corrections appear embedded into the system, as if unseen forces have been subtly adjusting orbital stability for millions, possibly billions of years. Maintaining a hidden planetary structure across cosmic timescales presents a staggering engineering challenge. Passing stars, rogue asteroids, galactic tides, and internal orbital interactions constantly destabilize systems over time. Left alone, the architecture should slowly drift apart. Yet, according to the latest simulations, the outer solar system appears unnaturally stable. Preserving this level of precision requires continuous monitoring and active correction mechanisms operating across distances spanning billions of kilometers. Something must be constantly observing the solar system while applying microscopic adjustments to maintain alignment.